Last week on Power Rankings. Who was that? Oh, it's the Seattle Seahawks. Baltimore is going to eviscerate you, Seattle. Oops. Did I do that? No, the wheel did it. Today, Lord of the Wheel, Brandon Perna, will spin this wheel after I rank the top 10 NFL teams and see whom it curses. To curse or not to curse? That's the question. This week in heaven, I am placing Arthur Smith's mustache. Just like Bijan Robinson in the red zone, it disappeared. Stay safe up there, little guy, and come back down when Atlanta finds a QB. Ryan Tannehill's career also in heaven. As the most obvious news on Planet NFL was officially announced this week, Will Levis is gonna keep on starting. And preemptively, I am placing Kyler Murray in heaven, who will also start this week after the Cardinals played their absolute worst game of the season. I do have some reservations about his debut, however. Or is he actually better when the video game drops? I forget how the meme works. And in Purgatory, I've got the Chargers. All right, you're on a 2-game win streak. We know, but it's come against the Justin Fieldless Bears and the Jets. People are going to start to think you're good again, which is exactly what you do, Chargers. And as soon as the football nerds start to believe in you again, you will lose. Zach Wilson, by the way, had 130 more passing yards than Justin Herbert on Monday Night Football. Imagine if any of Wilson's receivers actually helped him by catching passes. But in hell, I'm putting Robert Saleh. Don't let the fact that Troy Aikman might want to fornicate with you, Robert.
We have seen that pose and that look on Robert Saleh's face for the majority of the night.
He is so hot.
Distract you from the reality that Zach Wilson is going to end this season before Rodgers can actually defy medical science and return. Call Carson Wentz. Oops, it's too late. The Rams signed him, you stubborn shits.
When you've got a head coach, it's Robert Saleh, and he's here because of the defense. I think
maybe Skip Bayless was right about Troy. Now that
that Troy is gay. Now I've talked to Troy about it.
I have never heard that. This is a man. I'm not gay, but Troy is a good-looking guy.
This week, the Lions, Jaguars, 49ers, and Broncos were all on byes, so none of them will be in the power rankings today. All right, starting at 11, I've got the Vikings, knocking on the door to get in the top 10. Currently, the Vikings are the 7th seed in the NFC. I wanted to put you in heaven to protect you, Minnesota, and as much as I love Joshua Dobbs, I do want to see him beat the Saints this week before I pop you back in the top 10. Hey, yeah! Today's episode is sponsored by Bear Mattress, who has a bunch of amazing sales going on this month. So be sure to head over to bearmattress.com/That's good for more details. Now, first thing you need to know when you go there is to take the Bear Sleep Quiz to match you with the perfect mattress. And since I warned you, you have plenty of time to study for that quiz. The quiz is designed to match a mattress to your body type and sleep preference, and Jess and I couldn't be happier with our match. We're 3 months into football season, and I've had my Bear mattress since the summer. You've seen all of the videos and streams that I've cranked out this year. Have you heard me say I'm tired once? No, and it's because I'm sleeping perfectly. And one reason I sleep so well, I'm a hot sleeper. I got a fan on all winter, but with Bear mattresses, they're made with 3 premium foams, which are designed to remove and push away unwanted body heat when you sleep. I'm hoping the next one comes with push away my cat's material when I sleep. Why do they think my feet are pillows? I now sleep cooler, fall asleep faster, and feel like I have the perfect mattress as a side sleeper. Plus, Bear creates their mattresses with premium quality materials sourced from small, family-owned partners here within the US of A. I love my Bear mattress, and I think you would too. If you're looking to upgrade your sleep experience, head to bearmattress.com/thatsgood to get 35% off a Bear mattress for a limited time. That is just for this month, so do it now. Number 10, I've got the Saints. No, I will not stop talking about the milky white Taysom Hill.
He is so hot.
He hauled in his 10th career touchdown on Sunday. He now is in the triple-double club with 10 rushing, 10 receiving, and 10 passing TDs. 4 other guys have accomplished that feat, but the last dude to do it was Frank Gifford in 1964. Congrats, New Orleans. You tied the Jaguars for most takeaways this season, 18 on the year, and I know Jacksonville was on the bye, but that's the thing, not named Taysom, that just might help you win the NFC South. The offense is averaging 26.6 points per game over the last 5 games, a massive improvement from the way it started the season. Essentially, that ties them with the Ravens offense right now in points per game, and if that pattern continues, New Orleans can be a division winner and immediately get bounced from the playoffs. Number 9, I've got the Steelers. Screw it. Even though the Titans lost, Will Levis looked better than Kenny Pickett. Levis was making his second NFL start in just 4 days and facing a very formidable defense. Someone will have to fall out of the playoff race in the AFC North, and I predict it's Pittsburgh. Zach Wilson has more passing yards than Pickett. Bryce Young has more passing TDs than Pickett, and Desmond Ridder was averaging more yards per attempt than Kenny before he got benched. And I know Matt Canadian Bacon gets all the blame, but at some point, Pickett is going to have to step it up and score some points early in football games. And after George Pickens posted "Free Me" on his Instagram and then deleted all his Steelers stuff and then put it back, Mike Tomlin called the incident a pebble in his shoe, which compared to Antonio Brown, who has athlete's foot, untreated gout, and a fucking nail through his foot, he's right. Number 8, I've got the Cowboys. Dak Prescott's playing pretty damn good football right now. Dallas has a winning record and are truly competitive. They're a competitive team. Hell, nobody loves seeing former USFL legend Cavante Turpin score a TD and rip a 48-yard kick return more than me. But the thing missing from Dallas right now is a real run game, a threatening run game. Dak's improved safety with the football compared to last season. His 71.4 completion percentage and his league-leading EPA per play are all falling a bit short because the Cowboys have the 28th ranked rushing attack on offense. That's in terms of efficiency. They're middle of the road in yards per game. Right now, though, Dallas is averaging just 3.9 yards per carry, 11th worst in the league. I thought Tony Pollard would be top 5 in rushing or top 5 in all-purpose yards this season. Instead, he's had 100-yard rushing day, and his only 2 TDs came in Week 1 against the Giants. If they can figure out how to get more out of Pollard, I think Dallas really can become a playoff threat and make it all the way back to the divisional round. Number 7, the Browns. Okay, you're a better team with Deshaun Watson on the field. I can admit that. Maybe he can help you climb up the stat charts and touchdown passes. Right now, Cleveland has just 7 on the season. Yes, tied with Kenny Pickett and the Steelers for second fewest in the league. Like everyone, I'm just waiting for sustained, successful play from your QB spot. What your defense did against the Cardinals, though, even if it was Clayton Tune, incredibly impressive. You held Arizona to just 58 yards of offense. How good is that? Well, when the Broncos were forced to start wide receiver Kendall Hinton during the COVID season with 24 hours notice, they managed 112 yards of offense against the talented Saints defense. The Cards barely got half of that. That's insane. And right now, the Browns passing defense is number 1, allowing just 145 yards per game, or as the Giants call it, a great day through the air. Or as Justin Herbert calls it, enough to beat the Jets by 21 points. Number 6, the Dolphins. Yep, the Dolphins are on fraud alert until they can prove they know how to beat a competent team. No longer can you skate by beating the Patriots and the Jets. The Bills are really the only competitor in the AFC East, one that kind of has their number, but fortunately for the Dolphins, the Bills can't get their heads out of their asses for most of the other games this season. Here's what nobody's talking about, though, with the Dolphins. Miami's defense has gotten incrementally better this year under Vic Fangio, holding Kansas City to just 14 points and Mahomes to his 6th least productive day ever through the air in terms of yards. That's nothing to overlook. It just so happens that their offense decided to match them in terms of points. Which takes us to the Chiefs at 5. And I've got a take, and I'm not afraid to use it. Could this be hot? Sure. But the Chiefs' defense is better than the Chiefs' offense. It just is. It's not refutable. For as much praise as their offense gets based on reputation, they're just 12th in scoring, while the defense has allowed the second fewest points and the fourth fewest yards. They don't beat the Dolphins without that absurd lateral to Brian Cook for a defensive touchdown. And they might have done the best job against the Miami offense that I've seen all year. Oddly, Miami and KC are both bottom 10 in turnover differential this season, sitting at -4, meaning they've given the ball away 4 more times than they've taken it away this year. Offensively, the Chiefs are hitting a wall right now, and that's because no one, including old Patty Mahomes, has any faith in any of their receivers, with one possible exception being Rashee Rice, who is rising. Travis Kelce had 14 yards on Sunday and 58 the week before. There's no one that can stretch the defense. Mahomes threw deep on just 8.2% of his passes last season, and he's got 1 deep TD in 2023 after throwing 47 in his first 4 years as a starter. Fortunately, I don't think the KC defense has allowed a single deep touchdown this season. What I'm saying is even Mahomes would lose to this current Chiefs defense. Number 4, the Bengals. Joe Burrow is all the fucking way back. He sucked his own blood, and he returned to being a stone-cold killer. Anyone who makes him bleed his own blood is doomed. It's like giving Popeye spinach, or Bill Belichick the groundbreaking ceremonial first shoveling of what will eventually become a mass grave. Here are a bunch of videos of men working out their calves just to remind you how important that stupid little muscle is.
He is so hot.
I'm sure the Bengal boys are coming out of more than their cage.
11th pick, 19 draft, Alabama O-line.
Wait, hey. How the hell do you not keep the opening line from Mr. Brightside and reference a tiger coming out of its cage?
Coming out of my cage and I've been doing just fine.
Starting 1-3 and I'm doing just fine. Will Destiny be calling the Bengals in January?
Playing his best now, guarding with leverage.
Number 3, the Eagles. After they're on bye this week, the Eagles will have their toughest test of the season at Arrowhead on primetime, going against Andy Reid, who will also be coming off a bye. If Philly wants to win this game, they have to show that they've learned from the Super Bowl, and that means not choosing to play on atrocious turf that doesn't allow their pass rushers to get any traction, or not conceding the game based on a ticky-tacky holding penalty. Am I hating? Yeah, I am, but let me share a fun fact with you. Eagles center Jason Kelce, sexiest man alive finalist, and Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce are actually related. That's right, they're cousins. Jason is also in an open 3-way relationship with famous pop stars Shakira and Ricky Martin. Here's a cool Jalen Hurts stat. Per ESPN Stats and Info, Hurts has won 12 straight games against teams that enter that game with a winning record, tying Peyton Manning and Vinny Testaverde. Really? Okay, for longest streak by a starting QB since 1950. This is also known as the opposite Tua stat. Number 2, I've got the Ravens. The Ravens might have found a new dog in that backfield than rookie Keaton Mitchell. Out of Mitchell's 138 rushing yards, 132 of those were after contact. Just like Matthew McConaughey, his best work comes after contact. Now, the Ravens have racked up the most yards on the ground as well, in 160.3 per game, which is impressive considering Gus Edwards ranks 15th in rushing yards. They have the fewest points allowed on defense, allowing just 6 touchdown passes all year long, and they lead the league in sacks. Ravens, Bengals is going to be a dogfight for the top of the AFC North. 1.5, that's right, it's back. This record-setting catch by Keenan Allen on Monday Night Football. As I mentioned in the Winners and Losers episode, did you watch that yet? Keenan Allen became the only Chargers wide receiver to surpass 10,000 career receiving yards. And while he's still 1,800 behind tight end Antonio Gates, he surpasses 10K on this catch, which is as impressive of a way to break a record as you could script. And number 1, wait for it, it's still the Broncos, Wow, the only team to hold the number one spot for 2 weeks in a row since the 49ers. Something special must be brewing in Denver. The Broncos beat Kansas City exactly one time, and Walmart just decided to drop $175 million on a new training facility for the team. As a Broncos fan, I do have to say this to all other NFL owners. Stop being poor, you poor fucks. You sick, poor. Oh, I got $4 billion. Poor, stop being it. And maybe this is a waste of money because you don't need to train any harder or any better when you're at the top of this list. All right, let's spin this curse wheel. I broke my own rule about bye weeks. I don't give a shit. That's how this show works. Whoa. Table moved. Who are you gonna curse wheel? Ooh, who are you gonna curse? Also, we dropped these guys over at BenchwarmerBrew.com. Very small, limited quantity, all right? Because they're expensive. BenchwarmerBrew.com. Number 4. Ooh, who did we get? Cincinnati?
Playing blocks for Joey B.
Oh, shit. CJ Stroud's gonna beat the Bengals this week, and we're gonna call him the most ice cold, coolest collected QB since Joe Burrow. Thanks for watching That's Good Sports. Please subscribe here. Come back tomorrow because I got a CJ Stroud episode coming up. Or Friday. It might be up Friday. It's a CJ Stroud episode.